You wanted to find a ghost sitting before you. What are you talking about? I knew he would appear at some point, but it's a ghost. It's a ghost. Like, the door was locked. There's no way. There's no way he's here. Littered around the room are countless familiar scrawlings. Crew wanted. Able-bodied crew wanted for dangerous expedition. That's what we saw at the first start of the game, yes. You must not have it. She must not have it. Right? She must not have it. Unknown? No interview? What does it say here? Odd map stuck in the ice. Stuck. That's stuck in this. Always stuck in the ice. She must not have it. So that's like the map that you use when you load the game. Yes? And who must not have it? The lady from the tin cans? Conley, Junior, how many times they've died? Cordell, Shaw. That's me, right? And I'm not dying. Let me check if there's someone else. Hammond? Is that Hammond? No. Amotini? Templeton? Hammond? Okay, let's see. Speak to the old captain. Is it a ghost that came back? Hunt, you wouldn't happen to have a light, would you? Is that you, Hunt? In the flesh, my friend. You have a lot to answer for, Hunt. I'm sure you have infinite questions. Don't suppose you saw my hair on your way over here? Honestly, I have no idea. Never liked that hat anyway. A bit aggrandizing, don't you think? Cut the shit, Hunt. How are you even here? How are you even here, man? This is a long story indeed. Suppose it's wrong to call her my ship anyway. Which reminds me, Templeton told you about Minerva, no doubt. He wrote it up. I feared as much. Minerva's story is a rather tragic one. Are you sure you want to hear it? I've hung out all day, come on. Hard to tell what's day and what's night in these caves. But yes, Minerva Apperton put this operation together. You might recognize her from the tinning labels. Beautiful beyond reproach, you'd swear you'd never seen someone so idyllic. Anyway, the young starlet originally found herself at the helm of an illustrious stage career. Following that came business offers, modeling, advertisements, and love. Doomed love. She was widowed, you see, not before winning the heart and hand of the son of a little tin foods company. Get to the fucking point, man. Deduction would say that Minerva would like to keep whatever she finds for herself. Get ahead of the game, as it were. Yeah, it doesn't excuse what you've done. I have some questions of my own I need answered first, Robin. Which show is speaking to me right now? How are the Stoke brothers faring? Why should you care? You abandoned them. Is that what you think? You made land after the sale, I assume. How is everybody else? How did you fare on the ice? Not telling you anything, Hunt. Of course. I'm sure you're wondering what led me here. Might be able to tell, it isn't a particularly hopeful answer. I failed my men. Come on. There was 4 of us, as I'm sure you quickly figured out. Smurf, Corbett, Joe, and myself grabbed what we could and headed off with one of the larger lifeboats. And why did you do so? Left for the good of the crew. Okay. Before he says anything, is it because every time he took with the crew, the ship would just, or the crew would just die? That's why he had to leave early, so we had a chance? Like it's some multiverse thing, yes, like different timelines, and every timeline he's in the ship will die? We suffered out on the ice. You will understand soon. Our flight was in the name of finding ourselves here. All of us. Smurf was the first to go. They knew what they were doing. They made their choices, and now they have passed. Come on, you need to be more specific. He looks wistfully at the table. The custom of the sea occurred. It was Corbett's idea. Corbett? Who was Corbett? Corbett? He must be a sailor. Oh, one of these, sorry. Corbett, yeah. There was protest, but after we learned the teens were poisoned with lead, we had no choice. There's always a choice, Hunt. The other two argued over partaking. Smurf refused, instead subjecting himself to further teens. He didn't last long after that. He turned sour by the 4th day and attacked us, then froze himself. Corby and I made it to the mountain, and then she made the impossible choice. She offered herself to the mission. Can't get the taste out of my mouth, so he ate Corbett. You're pathetic. Every time this happens, my road always leads here, no matter what. It always leads to this. You've seen that tree outside, haven't you? You're not making any sense, man. This is what the Appertons have been after. We're here for this. All roads lead here, show. Man, explain yourself. I've eaten of this fruit countless times, and yet I'm still here. We've heard this conversation countless times. A different me, a different you, but the same. We're coming back here. Do you regret your choices, Shaw? Remember you told me the sign of a good leader is willpower. Do you still stand by that? Yes. That's commendable, Robin. The worst things any one of us can do is become the consequence of somebody else's plan. Maybe you've been the best show you can be. Maybe not, but you still can be. If I eat it, we start again. You can go back, change the path to me. You speak like you've been in this cave for years. Tell me more. Every time I've eaten this fruit, past loop comes freshly back to my mind, and then I send my mind back once more. You can do the same, Robin. You can go back again. You won't really remember, but part of you will want to try something else. Some things will stay the same. We always get stuck. Temperance is always lost. But you can save lives, save rations, perfect your leadership. If you eat the fruit, that is, open up that eye of yours. Pushes the fruit forward. What do you say, Robin? Holy. So, let's think. What would have we done differently? Would have killed the leopard seal. Let's see. The sea leopard. This guy wouldn't have died by the sea leopard. And I don't know about the rations, but what I would have done is I would have, especially with fuel, I would have let people freeze and cure them. I didn't use the tent that much. And I would have made these three make a lot more of medical pots. The only problem that I see with going back... Wait, but do I start like from scratch? If I start from the scratch, that's gonna be a tough one. Oh. If this was real... I don't know. I was about to say, if this was real life, I wouldn't eat the fruit, but... Wouldn't I eat it to save my crewmates? And then... This guy could have been an engineer, and we could have freeze 3 people if this didn't die. Okay, we're gonna eat the fruit. We're gonna eat the fruit. Yes, it's settled. Give me a second. My only question is, if we eat the fruit, do we have the same dialogues and everything? I mean, I can do much better. Look, usually I wouldn't do it. But I guess what will happen if I keep moving forward? So my gut tells me to keep moving forward. I'm thinking about this. What should I do? You know, at the end of the day, one thing that I've always disliked about myself, that I usually do in games, and I feel like it's a reflection of how I face my days and my everyday life, is that I'm never happy with my choices. Like, I would restart the game if something doesn't go as I planned. And I feel like that's a mistake. Why? Because it's so easy to do things when you know what will happen. You know? The unpredictable is good. And you should stick to your actions, because that's the only way you will learn and grow. Otherwise, what's the point? What's the point in doing things if you know the outcome of it? I don't mind screwing up if I know I can go back and do it all over again. and do it like perfect, but perfect doesn't exist. And I didn't choose to be in this situation, so I'm gonna move forward. At least this means you're proud in your choices. I don't know if I'm proud, but it's the ones that I thought they were best. We should head out, Robin. We have people waiting, I understand. It's been an age since I've seen my crew. But before we do, that trio there, do you plan on taking it back to the upper tones? I don't know. Of course, me on the other hand, I'm going to burn it to the ground. Let's go. Here we go. I'm eager to see the look on Templeton's face. Yes, and always stuck in the eyes, right? Okay, let's see. Two of you pace toward the rest. Quite a few faces missing, aren't we? Is this really all that's left, Shaw? The look on his face is a unique concoction of shock, anger, and mortification from Templeton. I appear to have found your lost captain, Templeton. Other heads rapidly turned in your direction. One by one, they abandoned their work and rushed to assemble to see the sight themselves. We certainly have a lot to clear up before we continue. That's a bloody understatement. Bloody hell, it's actually him. Walking corpse. The others begin to mutter frantically. Hunt, you're still alive. The doctor made it. Good. I need you to fix up my teeth. Excuse me? He survived this entire time? I'm going to struggle to convince people my report is true at this rate. This is quite a shock. Hunt whispers to you. Neither look on his face would be worth it. But perhaps you'd like to clarify our situation? It's really him. God, is that Junior? Good to see you again. Where are they, Hunt? You know who I'm talking about. Smurf, Corby, Joe. Don't tell me they are. They didn't make it. Neither did Grimly, Hunt. Did they at least receive good deaths? As best as they could, Junior. I hope Grimly received the same. It's not the time to dwell on those gone. Captain Shaw, how in the world did you find this man? He's moving ahead of us for this entire expedition. I found him in the captain's cabin. Has he enlightened you as to why he left? You said the bastard was missing. Why the hell did he leave then? Mind your words, Hammond. He didn't tell me. You notice the captain doesn't try to correct you? Captain, I think it's time we open the floor to the rest of the crew. Something tells me many of them have words to share. Hunt, why did you bring me aboard this expedition? Excuse me? This is hardly a time to work out your insecurities. The floor is open, Templeton. Quite so. Hunt, I have been asking myself, where are you? Where is he? That question since you left, since I saw you leave. You what? You saw Hunt leave. You didn't stop him. He couldn't stop Hunt and his men. What does it matter if he saw him? Doesn't matter right now. It does to me, Captain. I remember that. You looked like a frightened deer when you saw me ready to go. Is that why you brought me on board? Because I couldn't stop you. Because I was young, naive, easily manipulated. It is. Until he's getting confusion. Hell no. It was a favor to your father. He's my barber. That's the entire reason? He's very good. Asked me to toughen his boy up a bit. Seems like it's done the trick. Kasia lets out a small chortle before covering her mouth to stop herself. Arthur did that himself. To be honest, was worried from the beginning that my father was involved, and yet, after all that's happened, actually relieved the realization is so benign. It didn't matter. Put more thought into why I was here than Hunt ever did. The doctor has no choice but to laugh at the absurdity of it all. Getting away from the point at hand, anyone else apparently requires psychological evaluation. You find yourself face to face with Hammond. He darts past you and confronts Hunt. Enough bloody games. She have gone down with the ship. That's tradition, you coward. Tradition would want all of us dead. Best not to follow that now, I think. No more jokes, Hunt. Hammond's right. Don't threaten him, Hammond. Don't forget he's our captain. He left us to die, bastard. Indeed. To pick and choose when tradition matters. It's shameful. At least shows his sense. The crew are still looking to you to make sense of all this. Anything you'd like to add, Captain Shaw? If no one else has any qualms to settle, we should move on. Let's go. Let's see what they have to do. I think we've all heard enough. Thing is, if I talk about benefactor, no, I want you to talk. Why should I be the one enlightening the crew? No one else has any qualms to settle. We should move on. Let's see. We cannot wait around here forever, Captain. This ship, this tree. What is our next course of action? Isn't it about time you told them about the tree? What do you know of this? I'm sure you're very interested in knowing, Richard. Anyone will be. This is what your employer seeks. The fruit of this tree, it changes everything. It changes the world. So wait a second. If any of this crew goes and takes the fruit, we're screwed. Fruit? Yes. I've tasted the fruit countless times, and I have seen countless paths to this moment. My word. He's truly gone insane. No surprise that the man lost his mind. Isolation out here happened to anyone. Yeah, the trees are natural. That much we can agree with. It's fascinating. Listen, to hells with upper tones. They can't be allowed to have this. Nobody should. What are you suggesting? Needs to be destroyed, burned to the ground. What? Hunt. This is quite possibly the most important discovery of our age. It needs to be studied. Barring that, you were hired by the Uppertons to retrieve it, not to decide your own ethical judgment. Let's think about this. I doubt we will reach an agreement there, Shaw. I'm the captain of the expedition and my word is final. You're not the captain. Rufus Hahn, you're not the captain of this expedition. What? Then who is Shaw? Bah! Shaw's the first mate. That was a temporary agreement. I've returned and reclaimed my role. No. Unfortunately, I've read our contracts quite thoroughly. In the event that the captaincy is held in contention, the correct course of action is to hold a vote. Any officer of the crew may put themselves forward to claim the title. Any officer of the crew may put themselves forward to claim the title. then that's what we have. The crew should decide for themselves. Man, but I've been through everything with everyone. Any crew member? Any officer, that means yourself, Hunt, our sadly departed deserters, and myself. A vote? I welcome it. The contract also states that candidates should put forward their selection for the first mate position. Selection of the first mate is allowed to make their case to the crew in open forum as to why they should select their paired candidate. Good luck with that. Best to get to it then. Come on, you lots. The captain vote requires a deck. Board now and let's end this. The crew tentatively board the vessel. Proceeding commence. 2, 3, 4. God damn it. I lose 4 votes. I think it should be fine. I think it should be fine, but I'm not sure. Let's see. I would have thought that people would have... Holy moly. Like, why would you vote him as captain? Look at him. He hates me. No need for introductions. We're far past the point for that. So much I've seen in all my days in vessels like this. The sorts you lot would hear songs of. And adopt every word of. But what I've seen here, it goes so far beyond any of that. What stands before you is so much bigger than any of us. Walked this path before so many times. Half of you can attest to that. I understand if you look at me as a deserter, a coward, a traitor, you have every reason to. Good morning, Thappity. How are you doing? Thank you for popping up. We are having a vote to decide who is the captain of this crew, and we've just had our old captain back. But you should ask yourself where you stand, where your road took you, always here with me. Even in my absence, I've always led you to where you needed to be. You haven't led anything. Hunt clears his throat before pointing to the tree. This thing is an abomination. The power it holds is too great for any one person to possess. Do you wish to hand this, the quite literal fruits of our labor, over to the employer who would have us die out here for the games? I'm not saying I'm gonna do that. The employer who would not even trust you their name? An employer who would have leave us to die on the ice? That would refuse send rescue? They're murmuring between the crew at the implication that the rescue ship was not sent. Pick up the game myself, so I will have some food and a glance before jumping in. Oh, Zavidi, I will close the stream, to be fair, because you're getting some spoilers right now. I would love you to stay in here, but just for your sake, maybe I wouldn't watch my stream right now. I'm sorry. Just for your sake, like, I would love to have you here, you know? But, yes, sorry about that. Just for your sake, like, you're more than welcome to stay with us, but I wouldn't want to spoil the game for you. Yes, I'm almost at the end. So yeah, really appreciate you popping in and talking in the chat. Feel free to subscribe, yes? So yeah, thank you, man. Robin Shaw was a fine officer, but Shaw could only hold down the fort in my stead. Shaw did not weather the seas. Shaw did not discover the temperance. I did. You should judge Shaw in the officer's own words. When we last spoke on the temperance, Shaw told me that the mark of a leader comes in willpower. Yes, I did. I asked you, what has willpower gotten you over a solid, proper plan? Do you think the will of Robin Shaw can carry you any further? Now, I believe it's time our first mate say a few words. It's gonna be Junior. Junior steps up. I've worked with Han longer than anyone. Since Grimley and I were just lads, he's been taking care of us. Rufus Han has always done right by his crew. He'd give up anything for us. Can Shaw say the same? Yes. Shaw doesn't give two shits about the crew, about us sailors. My brother would still be here if it wasn't for Shaw. We were led right into the hands of the three sisters. Shaw can never repay us for that. My brother can't even play his music anymore because of Shaw pettiness. You think Han would have done that? No, he left us, which is worse. Han respects this. More than that, he loves his crew. Don't turn your back on him now. That's a lie. All lies. Thank you, Junior. If only your brother could be with us now. I believe it's your turn to speak, Shaw. Let's go. Bloody bastard. You step forward as the crew awaits with bated breaths. Han has already had his chance to speak. Now is your chance to refute his words. There is a stillness in the air. You have traveled so far with this crew, and now they stand. All seem to be hoping that your next words will instill in them a confidence, an assurance that all this time spent with you has been worth the trouble. You pause, collecting yourself for a moment before making your first statement. I mean, it has been some time. Hope that you would permit me just a little more. Whatever you or even I see. Whatever you or even I see in a good leader is irrelevant. We are not in the position to expect the ideal. The principle of one of the greatest discoveries of our age. Through it all, yes. I've always had your best interest at heart. You did not come this far just to throw it all away here. You thought on to the Viscan and the tree sprouting from its back. You must make your intentions clear. Okay. So burn it down? We can send an envoy out to meet with the rescue ship. They could be here any moment now. We can sail the Viscan home, and that's what I intend to do. Time for fear is over. Let us all stand united and plunge ourselves headfirst into the depths. I mean, I don't want to burn the tree, but I would burn it before giving it to our benefactor. So, time for fear is over. Let us all stand united and plunge ourselves headfirst into the depths. Who will you choose as your first mate to speak on your behalf? The problem with Kurt is that there's no more loyal people to him. Well, in fact, the scientists are loyal to Templeton. Problem with Templeton is he wants to bring it back, so I don't know. These two don't have any followers, neither she has. None of them has followers. The only followers. Let's go with Templeton. In the course of our journey, I've dedicated to myself to the continued advancement of Captain Robin Shaw on a great number of matters. I'm proud to say our collaboration has proven a great success. Shaw has proven even more capable than I've had first thought. I will admit, I didn't know what to make of Shaw upon our first meeting, but I'm happy to say they have proven their worth and then some. Rufus Han ignored every word of advice, every word harped upon him by those who knew better than he or her ever did. A man who would rather find himself destitute by his own design than wealthy from the help of another. Shaw, however, a watch's Shaw would take every request from every single member of this crew. Thank you, Templeton, you're saving this. No matter how foolish, how inconsequential, every single day without fail, Shaw would sit and listen to the crew. That is the dedication that has allowed us to survive to this point. That is the dedication that has brought us here. Shaw has shown their dedication to this expedition, to this crew. Time and time again, I ask that we show the same dedication in turn. Thank you. Let's go voting. Okay, all the dead are abstain. These 3 will abstain. These 4 will vote against me, but the rest will vote for me. 10 deaths. Wow. Show. 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 That's for... Oh, they abstain! No one is voting for Han, not even Junior. Okay, that must be a bug. As the vote comes to a close, Han stares at you in shock. Well, there you have it, Shaw. Suppose I can argue that, can I? One question. Can't he just eat the fruit and start again? Or he needs me to eat the fruit? Take it you expect the result then. You honestly didn't expect this? You left? I like to think of myself as a smart man, Robin, but I can see everything coming. Congratulations are in order, Captain. However, before we can celebrate your appointment, there is one important matter. Rufus Hunt is by all accounts a criminal for his actions upon this expedition. He must not be allowed to live a free man. The decision is yours, of course. You're curious. You're the captain. What should you do with me? We will marry him here until the end of his days. He will join us. That's a tough one. I'm not gonna leave him here. I don't like how he's handled the whole fruit situation, but I mean, a prisoner, why would he be a prisoner? And then what are you going to explain when you go back? He will join us as a freeman. Until we reach land at least, then it's out of your hands, isn't it, Robin? Consequence of someone else's plans. This tree, we've come so far and find it's here, could prove to be the most important natural discovery in all history. It must be preserved at all costs. Burn it. It will not burn. We should take samples of the tree for private study. So we're faced with a moral or with an ethical challenge here, right? So, burn it? Why would you burn a tree that allows you to go back? So, one thing is that I don't use it. Problem is, if a big company gets it, they can make use of it on their advantage, and that would be bad for society, right? So I would study it. Let's study it. Thank you, Captain. I will keep it safe, I promise. Crew move in, collecting samples of the tree from its bark, from the leaves, the fruit held up upon its branches. No, damn you, you can't let Aberton have it, sure? That's the first I'm going to carry out. The third is to stow the ship. You understand why that would be a bad idea, right? Yeah, Minerva Aberton will have the tree. You best. What do you mean? Best not to curry Han's favor with empty words. That leaves us with one final issue. Just how do we intend to return to land? We cannot make it to shore from here in time. Likely miss the rescue ship. That does not mean we are trapped. But if we let him here, they will know where the tree is. Isn't it the same? Ah, what should we do? Really have the Viscount, we're all sailing out together. I don't understand the question, like, I mean, if we sail, I'm guessing, I mean, as long as I take my decisions with my best will, I shouldn't be worried about the results, right? What I'm getting from this is the tree comes with us. Really at the Viscount, that means, did we get rid of the tree? No. Okay, let's try this. Send an envoy. Burn the tree. Captain, I must admit I'm still mesmerized by this tree. Now we wait. It's out of our hands, but to make it this far, have to commend you, Shaw. We've done something remarkable here. Do you think studies will unravel its secrets? Hope so. Certainly doesn't seem natural to this area, but who is to say? We stand at the uncharted edge of the world. Perhaps it has always been here. I've always fancied myself an expert, Shaw. I'm sure that comes as no surprise to you. But over the course of our expedition, it's become clear just how little I truly know. That excites me. Study for what lies ahead. If they discover this, I do think our interests align. We'll invest a great deal of resources into researching this plan. With good fortune and favor, I will be at the head of such research. To be at the forefront of such a discovery, I had my doubts once. Certainly had my doubts on you, Shaw. Never be more happy to be wrong. Hope we have the chance to work together in the future. Our lives may be quite busy once we return. We can have good fortune. To make it where we are, that is the greatest fortune of all. I can say one thing with certainty. Future is unknowable. Take care. I'm gonna burn it. Can't believe we made it. We still place our hopes on one lifeboat. Court is no doubt coming up with a perfect poetic phrase before we set off. I'm proud of you. Thank you, Robin. Owe it to you. Still thought it was all hopeless, even after leaving you that letter. I had very little faith in survival. People were relying on me. Can only hope I didn't let them down. Okay, you're a good doctor, but there's always room to improve. Never felt good enough to carry my father's name, but now, thank you. Keep in contact. If you need a haircut anytime, I'll tell my father to treat you for free. Have a lot to write on our sail back. Still can't believe this. I'm looking at it and I still can't believe it. But now we just have to wait. Let's hope the rescue ship can be flagged down. Where do you think the tree is? Fascinated as to what they'll discover. Though I fear that information won't be a matter of public record. It's funny, Captain. The reason I took on this story, interest in exploration, was warning. Grew up on the story of Court Darling. These great explorers were like legends to me. Didn't want the passion to disappear. Who would have thought we would stumble upon a great discovery of our own? Yeah, you're a great explorer. Hope you continue to thrive, Shaw. Keep in touch with me. Stanberry. Habil accepts your hand rustling top of her head. Cordell, I'm still trying to wrap my head around this madness. I doubt such knowledge will be out of our hands once we return to land, correct? So we should be proud in our discovery. Yeah. Or Kane, or Rosa, or Pascal, or Stanberry did not accomplish much on my own, Captain. All I ask is that my kennel be remembered. We will be out to return to land. My name will be in the papers soon. No doubt I'll be recognized for my past. Harry Stanberry. Excited to return to land. Hope we won't need to deliver her pups on the ship. Believe I'll find a new home. Start over with a new kennel. Tend to do so again. With any luck, we'll not meet again. Good knowing you. Interesting. Promise me that you will take care of yourself. Oh, that's good. So, my question is, if I burn the tree, ship gets burned as well. I might as well throw any script I've been working on out. It is far more fantastical than any film. To find the tree, and our one last bet on a noble lifeboat, my word. What do you think the tree is? Something special. Can only hope it falls into the right hands once we return. My career as a navigator is just about over, isn't it? Reached the last great uncharted part of the world. You know, when I grow up reading about the great explorers of old, I always had dreamed I would be the one to plant that final flag. Maybe a lone man with a limp and no flag to place, but I managed it, didn't I? So it's more world. You're not wrong. This is the last great discovery we know of, but who knows what's out there? Maybe my exploration days are over. Now's as good a time as any to call it a retirement. But still raise funding for the field. Don't want to leave folks like Hammond behind there. Maybe I'll move to theater. There's some stories I want to tell. Not about this expedition or any. About home. The islands I left behind. More than a rest. Thank you, Robin. Should take all of this as a sign to wind down, shouldn't I? Always be in contact if you want to work together again. Make sure we do, no matter medium. Something tells me. So Captain Shaw is nowhere to be seen. Something tells me he's gonna burn it down himself. Thing is, I'm gonna burn it. Get ready to work, setting the tree alight. You watch as eventually the Viscount begins to burn in turn. I know it was a rash decision, but why would you give this to any big company? Why would you do it? Okay. That was rushed, but let's see. Maybe we die. Oh. The air was cold, of flake and white. A captain made a pledge. Out in the eyes I made a claim, and carved the course ahead. Of home they will reach, of warmth near found. Through sail to comfort's bed, a hunger drew to desperate here. Such lonely souls were led. What did I do when still hearts broke and courage did abscond? I learned to live a life out there, out in the pale beyond, and the journey. Is that the end? Good game. Yeah, it's the end, so let's just have like a quick recap of it. I feel like the game is a good game. The best part of it was when you were faced with an ethical decision to make. Being it this last one, where you should take the fruit or not, and feeding the crew, having someone die. But overall, it was enjoyable. It was really enjoyable, especially with situations like having to leave all the dogs behind. That was a tough one. When you were faced with situations where a sailor was trying to mutiny, like to gather everyone against you and to take your captaincy by singing songs against you. Overall, I felt like there was a lot of dialogue, which I guess it's good, so you can get into the flesh of all the crewmates. But at the same time, sometimes I would have liked just a little bit less dialogue and a little bit more of action of some sort. It was cool having Captain Hunt coming back, but I thought he would have come back with the crew and the vote would have been much more equal. And I feel like he comes like at the end of the story, so it's hard for him to have an impact on the story itself. Because it's just at the end, like I feel like no matter what you decide to do, like I burned the tree, which was what he wanted to do, and there was no reaction from him at all. You know what I mean? Neither from Templeton, who really wanted to bring the tree back. So we burned it and there was no reaction at all. But yeah, really enjoyable game. I'll make a highlight videos about it. And yes, I feel like it was the right decision to go forward and not to go back and save more people and resources. In the end, it wasn't my choice to set up on this journey in the first place, just because I didn't know all the consequences and all the aspects of it. So I took my decisions based on what I knew. And if you do things like I did, I feel like there's no regret at all. Yes? And same with life. You shouldn't, from my point of view, you shouldn't regret on your decisions because you thought they were the best ones at that moment. Obviously, saving someone by going back in time would be good. But I'm proud of what I chose. So, that's the end of A Pale Beyond. Thank you all for sticking up to this series. Yes. And yeah, just remember that you have all my videos from this game in my YouTube channel. And I'll work on creating highlight videos so we can see most of the action going on.